As a trader, the key to success comes from planning ahead. And what we do at StockX Capital is that we plan for our trading strategy during the beginning of the week. In today's session, we're going to be going over in great detail our plans for every stock that we have versus the final outcome. This is to highlight the key strategies that we did. We will then showcase our trades that we took out over the week, and also we will go over how you can benefit using the StockX Capital model for your own trading strategy. So let's get straight into it. We will also end off the video by giving a prediction on where we see the market moving forward. So in today's session, we're seeing SPX move significantly a lot lower. Now, our first stock that I want to go over is Tesla. So Tesla, as you guys can see, this was the beginning of the week. This was our timestamped analysis that we gave on September 2nd. So Tesla was a beautiful setup here. Unfortunately, I kind of messed up the trade. We did get calls, but because the market broke down way lower, we got a little bit, stopped out of the play, but at a very small loss. Pretty much this trade was very beautiful in terms of how our levels worked out. So that's a key thing I pretty much want to talk out. So our estimated weekly high on this was at 230 and estimated weekly low. Now we discussed in the room that it's possible that this stock could pretty rip. So we posted this on September the 2nd here, and you can pretty much see here that the chart aligns with exactly how we gave it over here. Now you can see here, once Tesla managed to get through 222, which was on Thursday, you can see that it really broke out here, especially above our estimated weekly high. Broke out and it stopped exactly to the penny at 235. You can see that right over here. The high of the day to the penny is at 235, where it rejected. Now, according to my model here, and this is for all the traders out there, level 2 represents that the trend has been confirmed. So I believe that Tesla may regain this 235 into tomorrow and can possibly break out. But if you do want to play Tesla, it might be a good idea to pretty much add a week, because once a level 2 breaks, you pretty much can see that the trend has been confirmed, and it will be very hard for the stock to go lower. Okay, so I pretty much hit my level 2 resistance, got back down around here, and now it looks like it's gonna retrace that 235 here. Our next stock that we want to go over, and like I said, this was on the September 2nd, was ARM. So this stock over here, we pretty much see that as soon as the market started to dump on the Tuesday and we opened lower, you can see that the ARM pretty much broke below our estimated weekly low, and it did die fast, managed to recover, and pretty much our level 2 bearish was a strong resistance point over here. Okay, so you can pretty much see that it's glued to that point over here. It is possible to see that ARM can retest this 120 into tomorrow, and if the market is really weak, it can probably hit 115. So that's one consideration you want to take. But as you can see over here, that once you break my 120, you see immense breakdown volatility. So as a trader, this gives you an opportunity to do a great scalp trade over here, and you can see that it's a strong support as it holds within these levels here. The next one I want to go over is SMCI. So SMCI was pretty much trading in our chop range between 430 460, as you can see over here, timestamp numbers. Our estimated weekly low is around 410. Now at 410, you start to see that there's a strong support. It hit it once over here, it popped, and this is on a 30-minute, and it hit it again, and it popped again. So this 410 is very strong. As we see that the Broadcom earnings came in the red, the Broadcom earnings were actually very well, but the market decided to sell it off because the guidance wasn't that impressive. So with that in mind, if SMCI opens below 410, it's going to be in our bearish breakdown mode, and it's possible to see 390. The extension of that is around 368, and that's what we got on that following day. Now Nvidia, this stock was very weak. Of course, it did have that subpoena news. I already told my team that's not really bearish whatsoever, but the company refuted that. So you can see here right off the bat, it broke our estimated weekly low. The behavior of breaking the 110 mark caused the stock to really break down. It hit my level 3 bearish, which is a very strong support zone. That is usually my bottom, and it held. Okay, it did go slightly low around 104, but you can see here it pretty much held, bounced back to 110, and then pretty much chopped in this bearish breakdown. But you can see at first, when it first broke down, it really did melt down at this 105. So as a trader, if you're looking at this strategy and you see that Nvidia's weak under 110, getting the 105 puts will definitely be a great opportunity to play that. And we're going to be talking about that in terms of the premium. So this right here is the list where I basically have my premium setups. Okay, so as you guys can see here, I have all the premium set up here. So, you know, of course, analyzing the 105 puts would definitely be playable. Looking at the range here, looking at the opportunities that's available. And, you know, I mentioned in my team that getting the 105 puts during the day would have been a great trade. We played Nvidia multiple times, and just yesterday we banked over 80% on the intraday trade there. Now, going back to our primary analysts, you can see here that 105 is holding, 110 is a perfect entry to get puts again if you do like it. But Nvidia's trading in the pocket between these two ranges, and if it breaks below this 105, it's very possible it can test 100, which makes that put opportunity available. Now, when it hits those trades, these are key strikes that help you understand which is the best opportunity to play. Now, AMD, another stock here. So this was right over here. You can see once it broke level 2 bearish, which confirms the trend, it really started to break down here under 139. As a trader, once you see this breakdown here and you see it with strength, it's aligning with the entire semiconductor industry. You know, this gives you a leverage knowing that, you know, you get a great opportunity to play a fast trade, because in my bearish breakdown mode, you know, I give the behavior. This was timestamped as always, giving all that information, and you can see that aligned over here. Once that level 2 broke, it really started to dive really fast. You could have made a quick play there, and definitely started to climb back, hit my level 1 bearish support. Good opportunity to get back into puts if you do like it, or take calls, whatever works. And if you play the puts, you could have played that all the way down there. So many different trades that are available just from the analysis. IWM we're just going to ignore because our analysis for the indexes were wrong this week. Only reason being is because it moved outside the gammas, but the stocks is where it's at. Now, Broadcom earnings came out, you know, so today. The earnings wasn't so bad, but pretty much the expectations are very high with these semiconductors, because we're in a market where job reports are showing major weakness, and therefore there's recession fears. And in order for the market to feel comfortable with that, it has to see the earnings strong and the guidance for moving forward stronger. So our estimated weekly low on this was 140. It's right around the corner from there. Trading at around close to 142 pre-market. Okay, so I didn't trade this for earnings. It was a tough play, but we didn't bother, and the team knew that in order for this to be a successful trade, you had to get the 145s or the 150s in order for it to work. Now the next one is Dell. Okay, so this is one play that we actually did manage to do very well on. So Dell, pretty much what we see here is that our estimated weekly high was 131 and estimated weekly low is 100. Still not there, but you can see here that it bounces off my inflection zones, off that level 2 bearish, which is at 105, right off that money there to the penny. Very strong support. The trend hasn't been confirmed yet, but if it breaks at 105 based on the weakness of the overall semiconductor, you can see that it could possibly test 100. So into tomorrow, any strike above 100 may work. So 102, 103 puts on Dell can work. So as a trader, what you want to do is, let's just say if you are looking at the Dell puts, right, you know that the estimated weekly low is at 100, right? So when you consider that that it's at 100, you want to look at the 105 put, and if that 105 put, let's just say, is at 2, for example, and you believe that it's going to break at 105, so that 103, let's just say, is at 103 and it's at like 1.5 bucks. If it's at 1.5 as you approach here and you think it's going to break, you want to make sure that it has room, because if it does go in the money, you're going to at least get like $3 for it. So that's a double. If you can get it at 1.5, it's worth the risk to do. And that's the benefit of the trades that we provide. ASML I did not do analysis on, but LRCX also very important here. It broke below my estimated weekly low of 785 here, major weakness. Once it broke, it really started to crater in the bearish breakdown zone, as you guys can see over here. And pretty much it's glued to my 755 here. Off by a couple of points, but you can see here that the low of the day is around 747. And the numbers all align there as well. Affirm. So Affirm we did a little bit of analysis on. Pretty much estimated weekly lows 40, strong support. It was trading in a chop range, so we didn't really bother with the stock much, right? It was strong here, and it managed to pop, but you know, it's been very, very weak overall because this is where it's open. Coin. So we perfected this play here as well. You know, we played coin puts before in the room. We called it out. So coin was right over here, and you can see right over here that our estimated weekly low was around 170, but our extension of that was way down here, 159.6. That's exactly to the penny right over here. Once it broke through 170, boom, it just really started to collapse and was going to 170 right over there. Meta, we shared that analysis here as well, and pretty much discussed that you can see it pop above 505, which was a strong support. We had puts on this as well. So when we took puts on Meta, we sold it around 105, our 500 puts, because, you know, it was a strong support. So we took our profits, bounced off there, and moved along. Okay. UPST was my old analysis, and GS was our old analysis. So let's go over our trades that we did here. We've been calling out non-stop bangers with you know, constant success with Nvidia, SMCI, GS puts all hitting, right? Our SPX puts all hitting too. So in our winner circle, that's where you can see our wins, calling out these awesome consistent plays in the room. And if you're on my free Discord, you can pretty much see all these trades that we've been calling have been hitting. Okay, it's all verified, and I do it live in the room here. Now, besides all that, let's talk about the premium. So setting up these premiums is going to be very crucial for your success moving forward, right? Because not only do I got the levels, but I also have the premiums that I'm watching very carefully. It's all about finding the right inflection point and the right entry when it comes to trading, because once you do, then you got the better risk to reward when it comes to trading. Analyzing these premiums is what is a key to my success. So I hope it helps you as well. And if you want to learn how the style of trading works, you definitely need to check my mentorship program, because it's one of a kind. And the final thing I want to talk about is tomorrow's prediction. Now, tomorrow, I personally believe that the S&P 500. So if you guys been looking at my my Twitter here, we've been giving constant, consistent analysis. So let's go back to our Twitter. Now, our Twitter here, in the feed, I've pretty much been showcasing that. One second, guys. Sorry about that. In my Twitter feed, I've been showcasing that the market would open lower. So on Tuesday, we said we would open the deep red, which we got. On Wednesday, I said we would be flat. And then on Tuesday, I said that we're going to be crashing tonight, okay? So one thing you want to remember here is that we got the job reports tomorrow. Broadcom earnings came in not great as per the market movement, because Broadcom is down. If you're looking at Broadcom right now, is at almost at 140, down 6%. And you know, this here so far is showing signs of weakness. So what we did is that we got SPX puts for tomorrow, the 5430s, and we also have SMCI puts that we're swinging. So I believe that we might see the S&P 500 open between 5450 and 5430. It's kind of an aggressive bet, but it can definitely happen. It's also possible we can see 5400, because the job reports are really weak. They unemployment claims came in slightly higher than expected, that you can see right over here. So that means that basically employers are holding on to their workers, but you know, it's on a fine line here. Okay, like it's on thin ice. So as soon as we start to see a greater recession, that's when we could probably see higher unemployment claims, and that can drive further issues. Okay, so that's all I got for you guys right now. I hope you guys enjoyed the details here and this post market update. I'll see you guys in the chat, and like always, let's get that money.